The Sideshow takes center stage today at the Toronto City Council. Mayor Rob Ford, who's admitted to smoking crack while in, quote, drunken stupors, is taking questions and sustaining some verbal blows during a meeting with the Toronto City Council today. Let's take a quick look at some of the more dramatic moments.
You attended a residence in the City of Toronto, and at that residence it has been deemed or suggested it is a crack house.
That is not a crack house.
What should, sorry?
That is not a crack house. Have you visited the house? Have you walked in the house?
No, actually,
no,
I
you
have
haven't.
Not, I have no
so
interest,
you're listening to what the media says?
Is it a completed basement?
No, I'm not. Can I answer the question?
You're not being truthful. That's
I'm not being truthful. Have you been into that house?
I have no interest in being in that house. I'm not a crack user.
So,
do you think you have an addiction problem with substance abuse in illicit drugs?
Absolutely not.
Mr. Mayor, you recognize that some of your behavior points to that?
Depends how you interpret my behavior. A few isolated incidents.
This is not funny, folks. It is not funny.
You know, it's also
not a funny issue.
I'm not an addict of any sort. I'm not quite sure why you're saying I need help.
Mr. Mayor, have you purchased illegal drugs in the last 2 years?
Yes, I have.
Have you admitted all of your problems?
I can't come out I don't know what else there is. I don't know. I don't know. There might be like a coat hanger left in my closet. You don't know if people are videoing this or doing that. I don't know what's out there right now. I think you're referring to the St. Patrick's Day party I had in my office. That was a lot of that stuff in there. The media was completely wrong. And, if you believe everything you read, Councillor, that might be a problem. But
everyone in this chamber is coming across as holier than thou. The question is, have you ever smoked marijuana? Have you ever smoked marijuana?
Of the motion.
Hold it. Have you ever smoked marijuana? It's a question. It's simple. A yes or a no. Have you smoked marijuana?
There is no need for me to take a leave of absence. I'm returning my calls. I'm going to committees. I'm watching every single dime that's being spent here. I've done it for 13 years, and I'm going to continue doing it for another 5 years. 1 this time and 4 more after October 27th.
Yeah, they don't want to be truthful.
All right, and that video at the end there, if you could tell, that was Mayor Ford being restrained on the floor by his brother, also a member of city government. We're joined now by ABC News political director Rick Klein. Rick, it's hard to watch at times, but I know you've been watching, and you've seen that roundup of the most dramatic moments of the session. Have we ever seen anything like this in American politics?
I'd call them highlights, but that's suspiciously close to a double entendre in this case. No, the short answer is no. There's nothing that I've ever seen. Part of it is just the unique aspect of the mayor going before the city council asks questions like this that wouldn't happen in any other city that I'm aware of in the United States. The mayoralty in Toronto is not a particularly powerful post. You're essentially a city councilor with a little bit more centralized power. But clearly the other city councilors embarrassed by the behavior, making a show today because of what they're hearing from their constituents. Toronto becoming an international laughingstock over the last couple of weeks, and Mayor Ford as defiant as ever and maintaining his plans to even run for re-election next year.